Right, here I am. Yeah, I'm on Wendy, the Kawasaki W800, and what am I doing on her today? Well, I'm on back roads. Yeah, marvellous. And I'm not going to compare this bike, yeah, to the BSA. No, I'm not. Though you might all think I perhaps ought to. So let's just get some ground rules going first. It's been absolutely tipping down all day. I'm absolutely soaked. Well, I'm not. My outer layer is soaked. The roads are soaked. But there you go. We deal with it, don't we? So the roads are going to be a bit greasy, so I'm not going to go crazy, though I have been having quite a hoot on it. But anyway, yeah, like I say, let's get down to business. Not comparing the Kawasaki W800 calf, I must admit, to the BSA Gold Star. Yeah. So we can start straight away, can't we? With the clocks. This has two marvellous round clocks with chrome surround. It's got this lovely little bikini fairing that's marvellous. Mickey Mouse mirrors. I have seen some lovely little bar end mirrors I might quite like for it actually, and you know how I feel about bar end mirrors. Yeah. The BSA also has two marvellous clocks that go the other way around. Yeah, and it's got that lovely dial in the headlamp, but it didn't have this bikini fairing. Obviously, it might do if I bought one. I would like to, if I had the BSA Gold Star, I would put the drop bars on, because straight away you can see I've got these ace bars on. And that's another reason why I can't compare it to the BSA that I work. No. Then we get on to some things that are a little bit close to home for the BSA. This does have a look of an old BSA, and the reason is that the W1, which this is based on, was copied from the BSA A10. Yeah, and before that was, in fact, Kawasaki didn't make it at that time. They went into business with another company, I can't remember what they were, but it is based on a A65 or something, I don't know, don't ask me. But anyway, this of course has a twin engine and twin exhaust, as did the original BSA A10. Yeah. Whereas the Gold Star is obviously single, and so really, can we compare? No, we can't, so I won't. But in not doing so, I'll have to explain again, won't I? So the feeling that this bike gives me is absolutely splendiferous. The tyres, the standard tyres that it comes with, are pretty shocking, to be honest. They give you a bit of a wobble, but they're not too bad in the rain compared to any other tyre in the rain. Yeah. Performance wise, well, this is a bigger engine, isn't it? But it's got about the same performance as the W650. Yeah. I'll do over 100 miles an hour, no trouble. Well, these bends. So a while since I've been down here, obviously with all the ice and everything before. There's quite a lot of traffic about, and a lot of flooding I've got to watch for. That's why I'm being a bit cautious. So where was I? Oh yeah, bigger engine, but they didn't increase the power massively. They didn't change a lot. They just made it doable for Euro 5 or Euro 4 or whatever it was at the time. So really, it's quite comparative for a non-comparison on power. I would say this is quicker. Yeah, I would. Noticeably, I think. Maybe side by side in a drag race, I don't know. Maybe this just feels quicker, but I don't think it is. Just the feeling. Yeah. The tank, this colour, it's a bit. Some people don't like it. It's brown. I know, but it's like a metallic brown. It's really nice paint job, and it's got silver panels. You'll see when we do the walk round, and I will do the walk round. You've all seen it before, but you're gonna see it again. Yeah. So when I find somewhere decent to stop, that's what I'll do. Show you it fully. Yeah, because there is something you need to know about it. I know. Marvellous, eh? What I want to do is get past this Mini. Yeah. Ah, there we go. Yeah. So, as you can see, it's got plenty of power. Oh no, and now we're going to be behind a blooming bus. Can you believe that? The sooner I get to do this walk round, the better, I reckon. Now, you remember on Moto Tingle, he said he had difficulty, you know, he was worried about overtaking a bus and stuff. Sorry, I'll just give you a wipe because it is very wet and there's quite a bit of spray coming up from that bus. But oh, he's going down there. That's marvellous, isn't it? I was just about to overtake him. Ha! Oh, well, best plans and all that. Marvellous. So takeoff isn't too bad. Yeah, you can have a real hoot on it, especially when it's a bit drier and not quite so much flooding on the roads. Yeah. If I had the BSA, that's exactly what I'd do. I'd put some ace bars on it, I think, because the way the forks work, they've got that cowl over and everything, and they're too low. That's why you've got those big bars on the BSA bringing it up. You can't put clip-ons on, I don't think you'd be able to. So it would have to be ace bars or clubman bars or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, so that's what I'd do anyway. Or maybe I wouldn't, I don't know. Off you go, Wendy. They both have 5-speed boxes. Yeah, you don't need no more. Not for these back roads. But the story of our lives is these cars, isn't it? Always spoiling it. Yeah, it'd be nice to know that there's no cars on the road. But while we're stuck behind this Land Rover, what I'll say about the clocks, the information you've got the chime, yeah, you've got your odometer, yeah, tells you how far you've done altogether, and you've got a trip, and that's it. No fuel gauge, no gear indicator, nothing. It's all superfluous, you don't need them. You feel what gear you're in from your speed and your revs. Petrol, you've got a warning light. That's it. You've got a warning light comes out where you've got, well, I don't know, 40 miles to go or something like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to disappear off up here now, and we'll do a little walk around. says dead end, I don't care, because I'm going to come back out. So yeah, that's what my plan is. And I believe up here there might be somewhere to stop, just here, yeah, next to this bridge. So let's just stop here. Then if anything comes, I can get her out of the way. So here we are, middle of Suffolk. Yeah, literally middle pile of poo there, look, marvellous. And yeah, there she is, filthy, what can I say? So here we are, Wendy, Kawasaki W800 calf. Yeah, filthy I'm afraid, yeah, because the roads are just terrible. Yeah, but when you look at her there, you can definitely see the BSA influence, and this in a way is closer related to BSA than the new BSA Gold Star. Yeah, well, it's marvellous, isn't it? It's air cooled for a start. It's a twin. This is based on the A10, yeah, as I said. So what you got, disc up front, it's not Brembo, no, like the BSA. The BSA is Brembo. It's got a tank similar to BSA would put on one, and it's got side cases that are reminiscent of BSA. Yeah, so yeah, exhausts absolutely fine. Disc on the back, of course, all these wouldn't have been there in the 60s. Suspension, 5-way adjustable, you know, that's about it. Fairly simple. You see there, I've got a little bit of a rack on. You barely notice it. That's why I went for that style. And I normally have a bag on, but I ain't got it on today. No. Backlight. Well, that's all right, isn't it? You know, it is what it is. Indicators, absolutely marvellous. Not bad at all. Vibrates a lot, so they need to be quite sprung, and they are. The seat, oh, really top-notch leather. I find it comfy. Mrs. Tame doesn't on a long journey. No, you might recall from previous videos. And from this side, there you go, got the chain. Yeah, spoked wheels, black rims. A lot of people don't like it. Gaiters on the front, and that little bikini fairing that I was on about. Yeah, BSA of course has brushed steel wheels, only the one exhaust, and the seat is comfortable and top notch on the BSA as well. Yeah, but like I say, I just feel this has more to do with BSA than the BSA does. It's just my thoughts. And if you wanted something like a BSA and you didn't want an old one, you could always get a W800. Ice Diddy's got the Roadster version. I like the look of the calf. I think it's marvellous, and that would be my intention with the Gold Star if I went down that road. Yeah, it would. Best get onto the senses anyway. I'll show you the clocks before I do. Yeah, obviously ignore my quad lock. Yeah, there you go, that's what it looks like. Wendy, yeah, marvellous. Kawasaki W800 calf. Right, here we are, back on board, ignition on, brrr, ding, fire up. Now, the one thing I don't seem to be able to capture on Wendy is the sound of that exhaust. I know. I do have a little video of a drive-by. I think you've seen it before. I might put that into the video so you can hear it. But she does sound pretty decent. but we'll do that when we get onto the sound sense. Yeah. So we're just down here to do a right. We've got to start, of course, with the one sense. It's quite difficult. Let me get the visor closed. And that's taste. And you know, I'm not tasting it. No. Then, of course, we get on to smell. Well, it's grubby and dirty, which smells marvellous when warm. Nice warm engine, air cooled, of course. I didn't taste the BSA, but the BSA also smelled lovely. In fact, it smelled divine, but that was brand new and I was the first person on it. Yeah, marvellous. So that's taste and smell sense out the way. To touch and feel, the BSA felt good and solid. I know some people have called into question the standard of it, but I tell you, it's not shabby at all. The quality on this Kawasaki is outstanding. Yeah, so to touch, it's solid, really solid little bike. I don't think anything's ever going to break on it. Well, it might do. No, I've said that. Of course it will. But yeah, no, marvellous. Oh, the horn. They had a recall for the horn, but my horn worked. Yeah. So, but they did change it all, change the wiring and stuff. But there you go. And that's something else, isn't it? Kawasaki haven't been making motorbikes as long as BSA did, but they've been making them a pretty long time. Yeah. And continually, and you know that you've got that massive dealership network that anything goes wrong, you're going to be there. The BSA dealership, well, it's developing. You're taking a bit of a punt, aren't you? Oh, the sun's come out at last. Nearly the end of the day and the sun's decided to wake up. So anyway, yeah, so that's to touch. The W800 is marvellous, I think so, but the BSA isn't far behind. To look at, I love the look of both of them, I really do. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be totally down to your own preference, isn't it? I like the look of the calf. The Roadster W800 isn't too shabby either. So yeah, splendiferous. I wouldn't have bought it otherwise. It nagged at me for quite some time before I did buy it. Did this bike? It was there, sat in Orwell's for sale for ages, brand new, and I couldn't help myself in the end. The BSA, I like it, I do, you know that. I was so excited to ride it, I love it. And so that's to look at. And then the sound, I like the sound of the BSA. I could capture it. Mr. Darcy, he did, so get over and have a look at his video if you haven't already done so. But the sound of this is marvellous, and when you get into a rhythm down these back roads, it's mesmerising. It's like the Continental GT. I'll just give you sorry, I just had to cut you out there. That car decided to brake for no apparent reason. I'm just going to overtake it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, sound. At this point, I might put in that little clip of the drive-by of Wendy, and you can make up your own mind. Good old-fashioned motorcycle sound, I think. There you go. hopefully you're back now. Yeah. And what have we got left? Something I didn't do with the T100 was that sixth sense, and there was a reason for that, and I'm not going into that. But the sixth sense is too personal with the Bonneville. Yeah. But anyway, the sixth sense. Yeah. How does Wendy make me feel? I love it. Makes me feel like a little kid. When I don't ride it for a while, a bit, and I get on, I sort of enjoy it. But the more you ride this bike, the more you enjoy it, the more you get addicted to it. You get addicted to the sound, to the buzz. You get a bit of vibration off it. But the BSA, I have a feeling of the same. And in fact, just to clear that up, I might try, if Colchester Kawasaki can bear it, is get over there and try it again. Yeah, just see on a dry day if I can do more with it. Yeah, that'd be marvellous, wouldn't it? The BSA, Sixth Sense, yes, I loved it, I did, yeah. So, there you have it. The closest to a comparison, and yet this is totally different bike. Twin cylinder, bigger engine, the lot. Would I swap Wendy for a Gold Star? I don't think I would. It doesn't mean that once, you know, that the Gold Star isn't as good as Wendy. It's just that I like it too much to part with it. Yeah. So there you go. Kawasaki W800, not compared to the BSA. Marvellous. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah, ta-ta.